Welcome back in the pursuit of wealth, Tilray traders and investors. It's Rod with Pow Group, your home for MJ stocks, crypto assets, news, and interviews. Today is Saturday, July 19th. Hope you're having a great weekend. And in this video, we're going to take a look at Tilray brands. We'll bring up the chart towards the end, getting a lot of requests for an update on the price action, my thoughts and opinions on that in the days, weeks, months ahead. So we'll discuss that. And there was also some news. They launched Mach 1, a premium non-alcoholic alternative. So they've got some whiskey, some rum, etc., a lot more. And this sparks the question, is infused cannabis next? And we could even see maybe even hemp infused. This is going to be a massive segment in my opinion, and they're positioned very, very well with all of these adjacencies. But as always, this is not financial advice. This is for entertainment purposes only. I do own Tilray. It's my largest cannabis portfolio holding, and love the fact that I can say that now without the algorithm hating me and shadow banning me and a bunch of other stuff. So smash the like if you're excited. You can subscribe, take the bell, you'll be notified on any future videos or when I post Tilray content. You can follow us over on X as well, formerly Twitter. Handle for that is @GroupPow, getting a lot of followers, over 1,000 now, so really appreciate the support over there as well. So this came out July 17th. Breckenridge Distillery launches Mach 1, bold premium non-alcoholic alternatives to whiskey, tequila, gin, and rum, crafted for everyone who loves a great drink. I can't imagine wanting to buy one of these, to be honest. I don't really like the taste of any of them. So to have it without any alcohol or any kind of cannabis infused or hemp infused, I just don't see the point. But let me know in the comments section below if this is something that you'd want to potentially try. It doesn't sound too bad, like the Mach 1 whiskey, oak, cinnamon, vanilla bean, honey. The gin is juniper, mare lemon. So you can check out all that, lavender. Like, it sounds pretty good, but I just can't imagine it being, you're probably supposed to mix it with stuff you'll see on their website here in just a moment. But this is going to be a massive segment, in my opinion, for cannabis infused and hemp infused. We know they have the drinkhappyflower.com, and you can go and you can buy these directly now in the US. It's all derived from hemp, but they do have 5 milligram THC in there, again, hemp derived. So, and I know a lot of people are loving these. They also have free shipping over $75. I tried to see if I could even order it and ship it to Canada. It's only US right now that Mach 1 is available in. So again, I think it's the same thing with Drink Happy Flower. I mean, obviously they have the actual cannabis beverages here, but I think it just has to do with distribution. We were discussing this in the Pow Group private community as well. Highball, you can order it on Amazon.com, but not .ca, and they don't ship to Canada. So I think that just has to do with the fact that they probably don't have all the distribution set up for Canada, and the US is the biggest market, so that's the one they're focusing on. It makes sense, but if you go here, you can click on shop now, scroll down. They're pretty reasonably priced. You can see $29.99 for the whiskey, gin, rum, and tequila, and then they've got some other options here as well. If anybody ends up trying these, please let me know. But like you see here, you can do a sugarcane island, a paloma, a mai tai, bourbon lemonade, strawberry fresca, a kind of Tom Collins type of drink, etc. So if anybody ends up trying these out, please let me know. But again, this is a huge segue into infused MJ. Imagine if they can put cannabis, if they can put hemp into these. Hemp they could do right away, and they could start that really anytime now because of the the way the law is crafted. They're talking about banning intoxicating hemp altogether, but they're basically giving everybody a year grace period. So we'll see what happens with regards to that. Maybe we even get some sort of reform in the US by then. Full-blown descheduling, I highly doubt it, but I think that's ultimately where we're going to be heading. And a lot of these companies, the longer things drag on, even rescheduling, if we don't get rescheduling, 280Es really starting to impact these businesses. Yeah, we'll see what happens here. Smash the like if you'd be interested in trying an MJ infused. Let me know if this is something you would try. If you do end up trying these non-alcoholic alternatives, let me know as well what you think of them. And I'd love to hear from you. And exactly what I said earlier, would you like to see a cannabis infused option or a hemp infused option? Just curious to see and gauge how many people would be interested in that. I definitely would try it. And it'd be a lot more sensical than nothing in it at all. I can't imagine drinking gin or whiskey without any kind of reason other than just to taste it. Because I'm not a huge fan of the taste, but I get it if you're on like dry January or if you're taking a break or something like that. Maybe you just kind of want to feel like if you're at a party, you want to kind of feel like you fit in. Maybe in that scenario, but I couldn't imagine just going and saying like, hey, I want to drink a gin or whiskey today, just for the sake of craving whiskey. But we'll take a look at the Tilray chart here. So again, I'm getting a lot of questions about this. I posted a video that we had a target on TLRY stock on the NASDAQ of $1.04. And some people were asking, is it still the target? You can see that we're consolidating very nicely here on the 4-hour EMA 12, which is the yellow line. You can see we're holding that really to perfection. And right now we're just forming a type of pennant symmetrical triangle in this bull flag target, this bull flag formation, and we're looking for the target of 104 to be confirmed. So we're tightening up. As you can see here on this pennant, we're more than likely going to break it into Tuesday. So it's looking like it's getting very, very close into Tuesday of breaking, and we'll see which way we break out of here. If we break bearish, we're probably heading back down to around 54 cents would be our 0.5 retracement there. And then also we do have the 10-week moving average at 47 cents, and we also have the 50-day moving average at 46 cents. So a lot of support in that 50-cent psychological area. We could be heading back down to there into the golden pocket, like I said, somewhere around the 0.618 to the 0.786. But as long as we hold key support there at 57 cents, and if we break out of here bullish into next week, if we can see a 4-hour candle close outside of this resistance, the sloping resistance here in the symmetrical triangle and bull flag formation, then we'll be looking for key resistance at 70 cents to break. If 70 cents breaks, then it's confirmed. Then we just take our measured move there from the low to the high. We move it out to our 0.32 fib, and there you have it, $1.04 target. And then that would put us back into the countdown for the 10 days. If we can get above $1 and stay there for 10 days, I think there's a high chance that this plays out because of the fact that we have until September 21st. We could see rescheduling efforts really start to ramp up soon. There's been lots of reports that they're more than likely going to turn to that soon. So if that ends up being the case, I think these companies are going to absolutely skyrocket. We could easily go up 100, 200% on some of these names just based on how beaten down we are. If we look at the weekly time frame, we did have the bullish triple thunder crossover, which is a POW algo alert. When the price closes and crosses above the 10-week moving average, you get a stochastic and a MACD bull cross on the weekly. That shows a ton of strength. And on the flip side of that, if we close below it and we have a bear cross on the MACD and the stochastic, you see tons of downside. So if you don't believe me, if you think this is all nonsense, well, just bring up a chart and look at how often it plays out. Generally, whenever this happens, when the MACD and the weekly see a bull cross and the price closes above the 10-week moving average, usually a ton of upside comes. And then on the flip side of that, when it happens in reverse, we see a ton of downside. And like I said, we have a lack of resistance until the 50 weekly there at 106. So I think it makes a lot of sense that we would be back up around $1 soon. Keep in mind that it was crypto week this week, and the Genius Act was signed into law. That was the first piece of crypto legislation. That's why I said we probably weren't going to see MJ stocks really gain any momentum again this week. Plus we had the Glass House raid and drama going on there. But I think it's going to be more of the same into this week, actually. MSOS is a potential daily bear flag and an EMA 12 and 26 bear cross on the daily, which will more than likely weigh on the sector. And I think we're still going to see crypto. It's really starting to heat up in alt season. There's also the Clarity Act and the Anti-CBDC Act next week. So that's probably going to continue to dominate headlines. I just can't see it. I can't see anything happen anytime soon for cannabis. And Terrence Cole is actually going to have his hearing on the 21st, but it's the initial hearing, and it'll likely take some time. And then once he gets in, we know he wants to make rescheduling a priority, but he's going to have to get his feet wet and get kind of up to speed. I'd say it's going to be at least a few weeks or a couple months, and that aligns well with my thinking that after the summer, that typical lull into the fall is generally a great seasonality effect for the cannabis sector. But let me know your thoughts and opinions on this. It's Rod with POW Group. Thanks again for joining us in the pursuit of wealth. Enjoy the rest of your weekend.